Hey y'all, happy Tuesday.
Apocalypse still going on. Watching everything
Film
fall
at 11.
apart. Watching everything fall apart.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's see. Earlier I posted the show about Jeffrey Dahmer, the Milwaukee Monster.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys are enjoying that. Sorry, we went off. We talked about food again on a show about a fucking cannibal.
We did?
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
You don't remember? You're really trying. Yeah.
I forgot what
remember we were talking about like meat and how we like to like raw steaks.
Oh,
and
yeah,
raw
yeah,
ribs
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. And I'm just like, man, I can't believe we're fucking talking about this on the Jeffrey Dahmer show.
Yeah.
In our defense, we always end up talking about food on the show, no matter what the subject matter is.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna say. So I'm just, you know what I mean. And we didn't mean it
What
like
is it?
that.
What is there to talk about?
I don't
What's
know.
going on?
You know what? I wanted to like I don't know why this like made me laugh so much. I was just like scrolling through the fucking like little news stories and stuff like that this morning, and I saw one that I thought was very funny because it happened in like a little Welsh town, and I used to live over there, so I was like, oh, what's this all about? So apparently some guy in this Welsh town, which in English it looks like Llandudno, but that's not how you pronounce it. It's more like Llandudno or something like that. I know I fucked that up. I tried to learn Welsh like many years ago, but the pronunciation is just like escaping me. But so this guy has been posting on his Twitter account. He lives like above a pub in that town. And he noticed like one night a week or two ago that because everybody's staying inside and there's not like a lot of people out on the roads and stuff, that all these little goats have started like taking over the town. So he saw them like the first time, like a whole little like group of them. And they're like walking down in the middle of the road, like at night and stuff. And then they all gathered around like all these hedges and started eating them and shit. And so he's been like on his Twitter feed, he's been like chronicling the goat takeover of the downtown area, just because these little goats. So he's like every day he posts these little videos of like all these cute little goats that are like just running around in the middle of the street and stuff. And every now and then you see like, a work van or something like that. And the goats like, and he's like, he even put on there, he's like, these goats do not give a fuck. They just like stand there in the middle of the road like, yeah, bring it. So they've taken over a Welsh town, the goats.
Goats are smart.
They are.
They're about as smart as a dog. It may be smarter. I've dealt with them before in certain barns that had goats. They didn't eat the goat, of course. They just had goats as pets. And they were fucking funny, man. They recognize you and they come running.
I remember, who was that with that one little goat that was at that barn where you used to work? What was his name? What was his name?
Oh, shit.
What was that goat's name?
I forgot that. Yeah, you could call the goat and the goat come running.
Yeah, they had two of them, didn't they?
Yeah.
But then I remember there was one and he was pretty cool. And I think that... Well, he always wanted peppermints. Like he really liked peppermints.
Yeah.
So if you gave him peppermints one time, he would remember that always.
Yeah.
And so when you came to the barn again, even if it was like months later, he would come up and headbutt you in the pocket.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, where's the candy? Candy.
Yep.
When also, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's really nothing cuter than fucking baby goats. Especially when somebody puts little bitty pajamas on them.
Yeah.
Because there's like there's like a viral video that went around with like all these tiny baby goats like with little jammies on, and it's like pretty much the cutest thing ever.
Oh, turns out they did. They merged the Treasury with the Federal Reserve Bank, which that's some wild shit because how that Federal Reserve Bank happened and the shit that it does and it not being under the control of the United States, it's under the control of basically fucking international banksters. It's weird because of this emergency. They put it under the Department of Treasury. They changed the damn email address on the thing and everything, which is pretty good. You know what I mean? A lot of countries do that, can print their own money, and that's what it said in the Constitution to do that. But you could also fuck that up and create it and just print endless money and go into hyperinflation like Zimbabwe and what's that other one? Venezuela did that too. You can't just print money to get yourself out of trouble. You actually have
obviously.
to. But I think it has to do with this emergency right now. That you know what I mean? I think that's how they got that done because of this plague. They need direct control over the damn money and the printing of money, because if they actually lock whole places of the United States down for months, like they're talking about, 18 months. I can't see that being possible. I think there'd be revolts and rebellions. But if they had to do that, you have to be able to control the value of the money. And it's permanent. It's pretty weird. A lot of things changing.
Well, I don't think... Well, for one thing, I don't think it's going to be that long because I was just reading this morning that retail stores in Wuhan are starting to reopen.
Yeah.
So even though... Because the thing I was reading about was that obviously, and this is something that we've talked about and a lot of people have been talking about too, is that, brick and mortar... retail stores are probably going to suffer a lot from this.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about Macy's and how they had furloughed most of their employees and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they still have an online presence, all of these stores do, but they're talking about, when all this is said and done, is everything going to go like dead mall? You know what I mean?
If they don't, if they lock down to the extent that they're saying they will, it will. But I don't think they're going to let it. I think what's going to happen is like as things start to fail, they go, you know what, we can't do this. People have to have lives, and they're gonna lift quarantines and stuff. They're just we can absorb the casualties.
Well, like and
we can.
We don't need to.
We have friends who are losing all their fucking businesses.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're talking about hairdressers. People that own bars. It's just, that's really where most of the economy is on all these little businesses, and that's how people live. They're just not going to let it get that far out of hand. I just can't see it. The people will revolt. If you don't have anything, if you don't have anything, then you fucking lose it.
You don't have anything to lose then.
Then you got nothing to lose, and then you say, fuck it, and then they try to take over, and then it burns shit down. There's already been limited rioting in China and in Italy. Imagine New York would fucking go ape shit, So,
But another thing they were saying in this same article where they were talking about, Macy's and the retail environment. But one thing they were saying, and some people are saying that this might be kind of a silver lining, is that maybe a lot of companies that were reluctant to let their employees work from home before will now see that that's kind of the way to go.
Yeah,
Obviously some things can't.
A lot of things will get real efficient.
Because most people, not everybody, obviously, a small percentage of people, I think they probably do need supervision or they're just going to fuck off. Yeah. But honestly, I think the majority of people, that work in offices or do the type of shit that I do or whatever, I think I get more done when I'm at home, undisturbed. Because honestly, in all of the jobs that I used to have, it's like I would get a lot of shit done, but a lot of time was wasted, one, driving back and forth, two, getting interrupted constantly by other shit or other salespeople coming in wanting this, that, and the other thing, and they're interrupting my train of thought. They're doing this and that, giving me something else to do while I was working on something else, which I hate. And so it was all that kind of stuff. So depending on the industry, I do think that there is going to be a lot more open.
Yeah.
They'll be a lot more open to letting people work at home if they don't absolutely have to be on site. You know what I mean? Because it's wasteful.
I think the whole idea of supervision is back in the day when they hired very young people who were stupid and didn't have any skills, education, or intelligence. So you just put them on a machine and then you had somebody walking around watching them, making sure they did that thing on whatever machine it was that they worked on, punching things out and punching parts and making sure that their quality was good enough, But now that people can be sourced over the internet, the employer doesn't have to supervise these people. If the work isn't done, it isn't done to standard. They just replace it with another one instantly online. Yeah. So if you want to make money, you better work and be able to work well. So where's the supervision? Where's the need for supervision?
Well, that's the thing. It's I don't need to be supervised because
you want to eat.
Because if I don't work, I don't make any money. Right. I make zero money.
Right.
What I mean?
I think for most jobs that require intelligent people, you don't need any supervision. The people that need supervision that are in those jobs can't get employment. Nobody wants to fuck with them. You know what I mean? And then they become unemployed. It's just survival of the fittest, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. But like I said, we'll see how shit's going to shake down. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I think people have been like following it in the news, and it's like I don't like to like dwell on it too much on the show, just because I feel like people are probably
that's
sick
what they're
of
thinking
hearing
about, though.
Yeah, but I know, but people are like sick of hearing about it. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
I'm sick of hearing about it, that's for sure. Yeah. But so since I was talking about Wales earlier, I know Wales and England are two different countries, so don't at me. But I haven't done a book recommendation in a while, so I wanted to recommend this delightful nonfiction book called Watching the English. This is by an anthropologist who is herself English, and she has written an anthropological study of the English people, like their culture, like how they drive, like all the stuff they have in their house, and it is hilarious and accurate because I lived over there for a while. But it's like it's a really good natured kind of book, and it like kind of goes into a lot of like why they talk about the weather and like the thing they have with their pets and like all this other kind of stuff. So it's like really I think it's even instructive. I mean, it was funnier for me reading it as an American, but even like the British people I knew that read it like thought it was really good, and they were like, "Yep, nailed it."
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely check that out. And go check out. I can't remember the guy's name that's doing the Twitter feed of the goats, but just Google like goats take over Welsh town or whatever, and you'll find it. It's super funny. It's like I don't know why it amused me so much, because it just seems like a horror movie, but also kind of like the most adorable horror movie ever. And these aren't like little bitty goats. These are like the big goats with like the big like curly horns and shit like that. Like those bigger goats. And they're all just like running amok like in a little gang. Yeah. Like all around the city, like eating all their shrubs and jumping over the bushes and stuff. And it's funny as shit. All right, so you done with your?
Yeah, I'm done.
You're done.
I'm bored with it.
Ooh!
I'm
I'm
ready to get out of here.
No, you know what I wanted to mention this is somebody commented, I think on yesterday's Sidetracks show, like on YouTube, that it's like that I needed to get out of the house because
so what
like
the fuck are you talking about? This
because
is normal.
we're gonna like kill each other at some point.
We've been doing this for
years.
If
I haven't killed him by now, I don't think I'm going to.
We've been doing this for fucking years.
That's what I mean.
You worked from home for what? 4 years?
Almost 4 years. Yeah. I've worked from home.
We haven't really noticed anything.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, other than not being able to go out,
to the club, yeah, that's
and having to kind of like worry about, we probably shouldn't go to the grocery store or something like that. Other than that,
hasn't affected us.
Really not all that much because, as I said, I've been working I got laid off back in 2016, and I've been working from home ever since.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Fucking, this just accelerating the evolution that was already happening. Certain industries, you just disappeared. You had to work from home.
And honestly, I have my own.
That happened to her a long time ago.
And it happened to me many years ago. And honestly, this, this is my own office. Like I have my own office. Yeah. So he mostly during the day when I'm working, he mostly just hangs out.
Yeah, I fuck off in the fucking room and
in the bedroom,
fucking Fallout 4 and. Following the people that I follow on Facebook. I talk to a lot of you guys. Some people talk to me, you know what I mean? Like, here's another thing. I get a shit ton of messages from people. If I don't answer you, don't be fucking insulted.
Yeah, same. Okay? It's like I really do try to get back to everybody.
If I answered everybody, I'd be answering fucking 150 messages a day. I can't talk to everybody.
Yeah.
The people that I talk to are people that, like, that I know personally, one, because we got club friends, and then people that I work with, because we do stuff from the home with bands and whatever, other shows, other YouTube channels, and people that we met through the channel years back when we first started.
Yeah.
In other words, people that almost started with us, couple years back, so.
Yeah.
And only like a few of them, So don't be. With the internet, man, the challenge is not finding people to talk to, it's shutting everybody out. Because, you'd be like the fucking Borg. Where it's nothing but voices in your head, and you don't want to hear all that shit.
Well, usually what I do, because like I said, you usually spend kind of, doing like a lot of your shit in the bedroom. I come in the office in the morning, and usually the first thing I do, like within the first hour, is I go through and I answer all emails, I answer all YouTube messages, or at least like them, whatever, go through and like see what everybody said on Instagram and stuff. And I try to only do it like once a day unless like some urgent shit comes up, because otherwise I'd never get anything else done.
Yeah, but we're not at close quarters here. We got a big place. I got my own fucking gym in the garage and jamming out in there, and in the fucking room, and
yeah, so it's not like we're just like trapped in a tiny apartment.
No.
Like where, you're just like, you're driving me crazy.
No. We have rooms.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
We have rooms in here that we fucking basically never go in. Just walk through them.
Like the living room.
Like the living room and all the dens. Never use any. We have 2 living rooms and we have a den. And then there's other fucking guest rooms and stuff. So we're not.
Yeah, I don't think I've been in the guest room for months.
Months, right? Yeah. So there's
no reason for me to go in there.
We're in Florida, so prices are good for houses.
Yeah,
like
I mean, this is a fairly large house. It's it's 4 bedrooms and 3
Yeah.
bathrooms, but we got it for like very, very reasonable.
Yeah, this would be in California area where I fucking was born, like in Long Beach. This would be a $2 million house, $3 million house. Here it's like $400,000. Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously, and we don't we just rent, but
yeah, we just rent it, but then our rent's not that bad.
And honestly, I've seen like apartments
going for more
that
than
were
this.
the same or more rent than this, and this is like a really
this
big
is a huge house. Right.
So
and the landlord loves me because I fix all this shit.
Yeah, we've been here a long time.
Been here a long time, yeah. So, and I don't charge him. I just take pictures. It's broke. Don't worry, I got it.
Yeah, he likes us because we painted the house, we fixed stuff, and
also there's a part of my income that's fucking federal that I can't be unemployed. So because being a disabled veteran, I'm boom boom boom. I get checks.
Yeah.
So he's probably gonna lose a lot of his renters. He's got 40 houses.
Yeah.
All right. He's gonna lose a lot of his renters. He won't lose me. I won't even feel this. Matter of fact, my check's gonna be bigger this month.
I mean, really, yeah.
There's gonna be all kinds of supposedly.
Yeah, I mean, because
there's emergency aids and stuff.
You have a guaranteed income.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's harder for me because like I said,
she's in the real economy.
Everything I do is freelance, and if I don't get freelance, then I get no money.
I was basically medically retired.
Yeah.
So I have like 80%.
Yeah.
So. And I get raises and shit. It's the same thing that would happen to a policeman if he got hurt on a job or wounded on a job. I got that same deal.
Yeah.
So because it wasn't combat related. It was fucking just an accident.
I mean, it happened on the base.
On the base. Yeah, I got hit by a military vehicle. Fucking, I lost my career.
Yeah.
They had to medically retire me. So that was it.
Yeah. So.
And that's what happens.
So I'm just saying, don't worry, we're not going to kill each other.
No.
Like we can, like I said, we've been doing this for many years, and it's not like we're just like constantly on top of each other because we're not. I mean, I'm in the office.
Yeah, and if it got really
I'm in
bad,
the office pretty much like 10, 11 hours a day.
And because I'm part of VFW and I also have all this fucking shit going on with the VA, if it got really bad, I could go to work for VA.
Yeah.
A lot of guys in my positions work for the VA too, and then the money's great, but I like to stay home. I have a fucking quick temper sometimes, because, I had head injuries.
Yeah.
So they got a whole section where they got guys like me working. Because, you get a bunch of dudes together that all have TBI, man, it's fucking off a chain.
That's what I mean.
It's like a fucking room full of drunks. It's like a fucking room full of drunks.
Yeah, maybe it's better that you don't go do that.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to go.
It's usually love fest, fuck you, motherfucker. Oh, I'm gonna beat your ass. You know what I mean? But it's all friendly.
And to be honest, you're pretty chill most of the time. Most of the time.
Yeah, no, you got to do something really fucking bad for
I mean, you talk big and you talk a lot of like that.
That's normal. That's not big. That's normal.
But that's just how you do.
That's normal in my culture. That's how that.
Yeah,
that's how that.
Like I said, you're not. Otherwise, you're like pretty fucking chilled out.
And I don't really usually have to fuck a motherfucker up.
Not usually.
No. There's no reason.
Well, and now there's really no reason because there's nobody around. There's nobody in here except me. All right,
it's just all just fun and games.
It is, yeah. All right, so we're gonna wrap up the Tuesday show, and we will talk to you. Ooh, my computer's dinging.
Damn.
My other computer. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.